It is Friday, April 4th, 2025. This is another edition of Baseball Today. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose, producer Dan, intern Sawyer, along for the ride as well. Hope everybody's gearing up for another huge baseball weekend. More good series out there. Just, I don't know. Everybody says, what are you doing this weekend? I'm doing two things. I'm going to see Nikki Glaser, which I think will be pretty fun. I don't get to see comedians very often. She's hit it hot the last couple of years. And then I'm watching a ton of baseball. So there you go.
I got to say, Chris, the Yankee hat on you is interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
I really think about it, to be honest with you.
Obviously, I'm a Yankee hater. That's what everybody in the comments always says to me. But you just look, it doesn't seem right on you.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right. Well, here's the deal. The only reason I'm wearing it is because we had a former Uber driver that went 5-star in the baseball world.
There it is. The long wait is over. He has a major league hit. And he's going for extra bases. It's a double. They'll get him that ball. Oh, is he feeling it?
That, of course, is Yankees backup catcher J.C. Escarra. We talked about him receiving his call to the show. He was drafted, I believe, by Baltimore in 2017. Didn't make it there. He kicked around to indie ball, winter leagues. You know, he had to supplement his income by becoming an Uber driver and a substitute teacher. And those are great stories. And that's why I'm wearing the Yankee cap today. It has everything to do with him and supporting his journey because I am a sucker for stories like that.
That's amazing. You can see the emotion there, and it means so much to get that first one out of the way. And for him just to be on the big league roster, getting a knock in Yankee Stadium. He's going to listen back to Michael Kay in that highlight reel for a long time. So congrats to him, man. It's a beautiful story, and it's part of why I think our game is the best in the world, Chris.
No question. All right, now that we've done that story, hold on one second. Don't go anywhere.
Oh, no, you're not. Don't, no.
No. Now I can just put on a different hat. Because I do feel better, because I would hear it from my Cleveland friends, like, why are you wearing a Yankee hat? I respect the hell out of the Yankees. We'll be talking about them in a bit. I picked them to win the AL East, but there are just certain teams when, you know, I mean, the Yankees.
You're setting us up for just a load of comments right now.
Why? What's the deal? People understand. People understand. No? When what movie was it that Ben Affleck refused to wear a Yankee hat in?
Batman.
It was something. He
was Batman, if you could believe that or not.
I know, that was wild. But there was one movie that he refused to wear it in. I forget what it was. Gone Girl? That was it?
Oh, it's a great movie.
Yeah, that is a good movie. All right, way to go, producer Dan. Tells us that in our ear. The thing about J.C. Escarra getting that first hit is that it doesn't matter what your journey is, whether you're a former Uber driver, substitute teacher, or a first-round pick. When that happens, it's pretty special.
Well, here's the first major league at bat for shortstop Trevor Plouffe.
Yeah, he's currently on a 9-game hitting streak in Rochester, hitting .303.
Base hit left field. Kubel will score, and it's 5-0. And Trevor Plouffe gets a base hit, knocks in a run in his first major league at bat.
Well, congratulations, Trevor Plouffe.
Yeah.
I picked the stick.
Yeah, Bert's picked a stick. Of course, Bert making it about him. Look at you little fresh-faced devil, you.
I had a great debut. We crushed the Brewers. It was a huge crowd. That first ball I ever hit was right to one of like my good buddies and mentors in the game, Ryan Braun. So that was cool. We grew up playing baseball together. Later in the game, I drove in Delman Young, who I played travel ball with, off of Jeff Supan, who went to my high school and used to come around to all of our practices. It was just a real full circle moment for me. And yeah, that's something I'll never forget. 1-0
awesome.
pitch. Dave
Great.
Bush.
Well-deserved tip of the cap, obviously, for J.C. Escarra and anybody who is getting their first major league hit in the upcoming months. We'll try and highlight as many of those as possible. All right, in the meantime, let's go to the opposite end of the spectrum, and it is our top story. The Reds making a little bit of history that they want no part of.
Brewers looking for their second shutout in the last 3 days. 2-2. Got him looking! Ball game over. 1-0 shutout for the Brewers.
So if you're going, wait, 1-0, it sounds familiar. Yes, the Cincinnati Reds have lost 3 straight games, 1-0, 1-0, and 1-0. They are the first team since the 1960 Phillies to have that happen. It is only the 6th time in Major League history that it's ever happened. The other 4 times, the dead ball era from 1908 to 1917. This is getting tired for Reds fans who have just been waiting for this offense to mature for the last few years, Trev.
Yeah, so I just think usually I would chalk this up to it's the first week and hey, you face some good pitchers. I mean, Nathan Eovaldi, we know what he can do. He did it in 99 pitches. Jack Leiter's looked a lot better to start the season. He's throwing the ball a lot harder. But the offense just hasn't showed up really at all, except for that one torpedo bat game for Elly De La Cruz. 4 runs in the first game, then 3-3, the 14 explosion, and then straight zeros for the next 3 games. And the reason I'm not worried about the Reds, but I feel like it is concerning is because just they haven't done anything the last 4 years. They haven't taken that next step. I think their pitching actually has taken the next step. The starting pitching, at least, like Hunter Green looks really good. Lodola's looked really good, and Brady Singer coming over in his debut was phenomenal. So that's been a strong point for them, but the offense just really hasn't been there except for Elly De La Cruz and Matt McClain. So, if you're a fan of Cincinnati, there's reason to be frustrated, and you can't really just say, oh, it's the first week, because it's felt like the first week for 3 or 4 years for them. They just haven't been able to take that next step, whether it's been injuries, whether it's been inconsistent pitching, whether it's been, the offense sputtering. There's always been a reason why they haven't been able to stack together wins and get into the playoffs. So, I think both of us in the offseason, we looked at this team. I don't think either of us had them in the playoffs, but we did expect them to at least be like competitive and be there. And right now, unless they turn that offense around, it might be another lost year in Cincinnati. And I hate saying that after 1 week.
Well, when we looked at the Reds this offseason, what did we say was their biggest acquisition? It was their manager, Terry Francona. And I'm a big believer in him, right? You won't find a Tito fan than me. But at the same time, I've wondered why they haven't added a proven veteran bat. Like Jeimer Candelario has been a solid player, but that has been their offseason pickup ever since these young guys kind of all grew up together. And we said, okay, well, you guys, this is it. And with the exception of the middle infield, there's not a lot I can get behind. Spencer Steer has been okay. TJ Friedel had a really good 2023 and kind of a lost 2024. He only played half the season, and the half that he did play wasn't all that good. So they've gotten very little from their outfield. They've gotten virtually nothing from their corners. Tyler Stevenson had a nice season last year, but he hasn't played yet. They say he's 80% healthy with this oblique, but you never know. I don't know if you can rely on him because he has been so injury prone throughout his career. There's just so many question marks about a team that you feel like, man, they'd be interesting, and I feel like they could make a playoff run. But it's the reason I didn't pick them to win the Central nor be a wild card. Just at some point, you have to show me some growth, and I've seen none.
Yeah, again, I think we've seen it from the pitching staff. We've seen Hunter Green do it. We've seen Lodolo do it, and now Brady Singer. But other than that, Elly is a guy. He's going to be a guy, and we really believe in Matt McClain. And those are the 2 guys that are doing it right now. But those auxiliary pieces just haven't stepped up. Gavin Lux, let's go, baby. You're my guy.
We'll see where they go from here. All right, let's move to the East Coast. New York's Power Brokers back at it again. 3 more home runs, including one by the BMIB, the big man in the Bronx.
Driven out to right center field and deep. There it goes. See ya. His 500th extra base hit. His 5th home run of the year, and a 3-0 Yankee lead.
That, of course, Aaron Judge, who is off to a remarkable start. 5 homers, 15 ribs. Is this possible in 24 at-bats? My God, what a monster he is. I guess so much for that slow start of 2024. Repeating, huh?
Not going to happen, no.
No. All All right, so you add in Jazz, and Trent Grisham also went deep in a 9-7 victory, so they didn't get swept at home by the Arizona Diamondbacks. Yankees now have a league-best 22 bombs so far, most ever for a team through 6 games, by the way. I picked this team to win the AL East. You did not. You didn't even have them going to the playoffs. So I am curious because a lot of the questions were about the everyday lineup around Aaron Judge. What will make you buy in?
I mean, exactly what's happening right now. I mean, Jazz Chisholm is having a hell of a start to the season. Austin Wells is having a hell of a start to the season. If those two guys, just those two guys, keep going, that would change my mind. But we also have Ben Rice doing it. We have Volpe. We have Grisham. Like, everyone's hitting right now. So you can't expect this to continue for the entire season, not at this pace.
Mm-hmm.
But for me to change my mind, it would be, a Jazz Chisholm and an Austin Wells continuing on this path, and maybe not one dotting it or even 900 OPS, but if they were high 8s, that changes everything for me. It lengthens the lineup a ton. There were question marks coming in about this lineup, and guess what, Chris? They've answered the question marks. So I would love to be proved wrong. I'm not a Yankee hater. I pointed out just facts. Like there's a lot of unproven commodities in this lineup around Judge, and to a point where if they were struggling, why would anybody ever pitch to Judge? But the fact that we have all these guys in this lineup doing what they're doing now, I mean, that changes everything. So to answer your question specifically, it's if Jazz Chisholm and Austin Wells continue to hit the way they hit, that'll change my mind.
So Jazz has actually been hitting ever since he put on pinstripes. His OPS is over 825, which is really, really good. That's even better than good, I would say. So him, I put in a different category. I think he nailed it on Wells, and Volpe are the two guys that I think could take this offense to a different level. Last year, if you remember, Volpe was really good through the month of May, and then he totally disappeared. Like, people were like, did they stash him on layaway? Where did he go? Austin Wells, bad first 2 months, really good next 3 months, and then he went MIA the last bit of the year and then into the playoffs for the most part as well. So those are the two guys I think that can elevate this team. Cody Bellinger, I don't think he'll ever get back to 2019 MVP form, but we've seen what he did in Chicago the last couple of years. They will take that in just a second, based also on what he does defensively and how he runs the bases and his athleticism. You wrap up that whole package, it's really good. The reason I did pick the Yankees to win the East was I just didn't like what the rest of the teams outside of Boston did. I thought that Boston did a lot of really, really good things. And they've obviously got some young studs on their team. So I do think that that's going to be a race between those teams in the East. I still like the Yankees just a smidge better, not a ton, but I liked the Yankees enough because I didn't love what the rest of the American League did. I don't know.
That's fine. No, I didn't have in the playoffs. I had from the East, I had the Red Sox winning and the Rays scooping up that wild card, and I'd be happy to be wrong about that. Collectively as a team, they're one dotting it right now, Chris. Obviously that's not going to continue. Last year, can you guess what the highest team OPS was?
Oof. Team OPS. I'm going to say 778.
Close. 781. That was the Dodgers. 777 was the Diamondbacks, and then the Yankees. Essentially, Juan Soto and Aaron Judge boosting this one. 762. They were third in the league in OPS last year. So go do it. I mean, I forgot about Cody Bellinger. Like that, him too. That could change my mind. Come have an 800 OPS. Like, it's just, you need right now what they're doing. If you look at their stat sheet, like everybody is just accumulating WAR. Wells is 0.4 already. Chisholm 0.6. Volpe 0.5. Judge 0.8. Ben Rice 0.4. Like, everybody's contributing, and that's why they're off to the start they're off to.
Yep. They've done very well. Phillies, they get a sweep at home of Colorado. Taijuan Walker is the guy that stole the show in this game. 6 shutout innings. That is a great day for a guy who went from non-factor and getting booed in 2024 to a standing O, his first home start in 2025.
It's part of the game for me, but my mom was here today, and I know she loved that. Made her feel good. So as long as she's happy. So yeah.
You got the chance to talk to her yet?
I have. Yeah. She texts me a billion times. Yeah, she's super proud, super happy. She says she's up there crying the whole time. So yeah.
When's the last time your mom cried at a game?
Last year when I got booed. Yeah.
What are you laughing at?
I just love Philly fans, man. They spark a lot of emotion. They can boo you and make you cry. They can cheer you and make you cry. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's been a real interesting run for him. He signed a 4-year, $72 million deal. He's smack dab in the middle of it. You go look at the last couple of years for him, and he's not asking anybody to feel for him, but the end of 2023, he made 31 starts for them. He had a 4.3 ERA, which aren't illuminating numbers, but he was there every 5 days throughout the season. He did not get a postseason start, and they were bounced from the playoffs a lot earlier than they thought they would be, right? He took to social media, and he said, disrespect at an all-time high. That's how he left the 2023 season. And Rob Thompson gave him a pass. He said, listen, I understand competitors. The guy wanted to be out there. I'm not going to hold it against him. Well, then 2024 comes, and he has a dog shit year, and he isn't healthy for the whole thing, and he didn't even pitch in the playoffs. And he said last year, I don't feel like I've earned a spot in the rotation or to pitch. Would I like to pitch? Obviously. Everybody wants to pitch in the postseason, but I know I didn't have a great year. I had a really, really bad year. And he followed that up by being apparently the top step guy. Every game right there on the rail, being a great teammate. And of guys, it's hard. It's, we just look at the money. We say, well, you should be happy for $18 million a year. Who gives a shit? Well, these guys want to play when the money's on the line. And he knew that he didn't earn his spot. And I think that crushed him.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter what you're making. Does that make it a little easier? Yes. But everyone's competitive. And especially starting pitchers going out there, they only get to throw the ball so often. And when that gets taken away from you, you feel like you're just kind of on an island. But good for him understanding kind of where he was at and, taking that role on as a guy that was, cheering for everybody. And because when you start to do that, when you put there are times where you have to put yourself first and you got to just go and say, I got to do what's good for me. But I think more often than not, when you become selfless and just say, I'm going to give it up all for the team and just do whatever is best for the team, that's when good things start to happen. Like a lot of times when you're just playing for yourself, you almost put too much pressure on yourself and it can compound some issues that you have. But if you're rooting for your team and all you care about is winning, that's usually when good things start to happen. Whether that's like the baseball gods or that's vibes, that's just the truth.
Yeah, and I listened to a lot of the post-game sound yesterday, and people really had his back, which I thought was pretty cool. Now, will Philly fan be back booing him his next home start if he gets shelled and can't get out of the fourth inning? Yes. I mean, that's what you sign up for when you go to Philadelphia and you know it. And I don't begrudge them for treating him that way. We see the same thing in New York and in Boston and some other places around the country. They hold you to a higher standard. It's in the fans' DNA. I did feel for him when he was asked, when was the last time your mom cried at a game? And he said, when I got booed last year. That's rough.
You feel like it's your fault.
Yeah. That was tough to hear. Sure. All right. Well, the Phillies will be back at it at home this weekend in the marquee series of the weekend. The Dodgers are going to be without Freddie Freeman. He got placed on the 10-day injured list after he slipped in the shower, re-aggravated his ankle injury. People are like, really? But with Freddie Freeman, you do believe it. I think with most guys, you'd be like, what were they, drunk stumbling out of a bar or something or down the stairs? But with Freddie Freeman, yeah, you could see him slipping in the shower. I'm surprised we don't have more shower mishaps.
You got to be careful, especially as you get older. At your age, man, the shower is like a death trap.
Hell yeah.
Watch out, man.
I'm about to put one of them bars in the shower, hold on to for dear life, please. By the way, you have to wear shower shoes in the shower, right?
What? Like your own shower?
No, not at your own. When you're clubhouse.
Oh, yeah. Although, like, I don't even know what they really do. I mean, like, the water and everything's getting in them anyway, but yes, you have to wear shower shoes.
Did you ever play with guys who didn't wear shower shoes?
No, it's disgusting. If someone came in there without shower shoes, you would be like, get out of the shower and go put shower shoes on. Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah, that just doesn't sound good. Oof.
I thought you were talking about your own showers. Like,
No, not your own shower. The two people shower.
You might need them for extra grip.
We do have a gripper on the bottom of the the floor of the shower is very slippery. It's a very nice.
Okay.
I feel like I'm in the Bellagio hotel with the way the floor in the shower is. So it's very slippery. I've almost slipped in it before. Be honest with you, it gets a little nasty in there for that. That's not the question. The question is, what thing are you going to be most closely watching between these two pennant chasers?
I feel like I'm kind of being mean right now. We talked a lot about crying. It's Sasaki going into Philadelphia. You had this queued up. Oh my goodness. I don't even know if he was really crying there. Some people think definitively he was. I'm not really sure. But him going into Philadelphia with Philadelphia fans having that image in their mind, I think it's going to be an insane atmosphere over the weekend. It's going to test Sasaki a lot. And the first two starts have not gone his way. I don't know what I'm rooting for. Like, I think I'm rooting for him to be successful and to go in there and do well, but I'm also like, it'd be entertaining to see Philly just kind of let him have it too. That's mean of me.
Except that if you didn't say it, I was going to say it. That was going to be my answer, and that's why the video was ready to be queued up. Not only is he now going on the road, we talked about it on Monday's show that he has been he's been brutal. 9 walks in 4 2/3 innings. The game is being broadcast nationally on FS1. So the whole world is going to get to see what's going on here. And I think you're right. You said, I don't know what I'm rooting to see. You know what? This should be our question of the day. Why don't you write it in the comments? Do you think more people are rooting for Roki to have that first gem as a major leaguer or to get crushed in Philly and to see what the reaction is? I know what I think people are rooting for.
What a litmus test for our society right now. What do we want to see?
What do you think the percentage is? I think more than 80% of the people want to see it. And you know what? If we were to dismiss Philly fans and Dodger fans from the equation so that you don't have a rooting interest, let's say.
I think right now, stock market not doing too hot for us, Chris Rosie. I think a lot of people are feeling down. And to me, that means a lot of people are rooting for some failure for Roki Sasaki. I do. I think we're probably close to like 70% hoping he fails.
I think that's a good number. I think it's a sad number, but I think it's a good number.
You know, it's like he didn't sign a massive deal, so it's different. You know, he's going to get paid. He's got his bonus money, whatever it was. So I feel a little like if it was like Yamamoto, I'd be like, yeah, everyone wants to see this guy fail because he's signed a $400 million deal before even stepping foot, in the major leagues. I could understand people being like, yeah, go get that guy. But Sasaki hasn't really done that. I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm rooting for.
I'll be watching.
Just not a mid-start. Either freaking deal or get shelled. That's what I'm rooting for.
Okay. So like 4 2/3 of 3-run ball with 5 strikeouts and 3 walks that's just not going to cut it for you.
I want to see if he balks.
Ooh, the old Johnny Cueto. Let's intimidate the shit out of him. This could be fascinating.
Okay, now I have my Philly fans show up. I want to see it. Show up. Let's go.
And while you're in the comments, why don't you leave us what you think Roki's stat line will be? Okay, you guys got some homework down there. The Dodgers are going to lose this weekend, right? They'll get handed at least 1 loss.
I don't know, Chris. I don't know.
Yeah, they'll lose it. They'll lose at least 1 game.
The Sasaki game. So mean. Am I a Dodger hater or a Dodger fan? Nobody knows.
That's true. Nobody does know. All right, let's move to the AL Central, which is a complete mess. Everybody in this division is 2-4, except for your Twins, who lost their home opener to the Houston Astros on Thursday. So they're 2-5. We do have to remember Cleveland, Kansas City, and Detroit all made the playoffs a season ago. Is this just a slow start for the division, or are there really big questions about these teams?
I think it's both. I think it's I'll lean towards there's question marks for every single team. We know that. We talked about that all offseason. There's no team that's running away from this division. And the fact that 3 teams got in last year is pretty crazy, for being honest. I think a lot of that had to do, and people will tell you about the White Sox being the worst team in baseball history. That definitely helped that cause. But again, if you go through every single roster, your Guardians, my Twins, the Royals, and the Tigers, we'll throw the White Sox in there as well, because obviously there's question marks. There is big time question marks for each team. I mean, I'll go my Twins. They have not been able to hit it all. They've had some really, really bad pitching performances. Pretty much nothing has gone the Twins' way whatsoever. They took 2 games from the White Sox, and that felt like the biggest relief. But again, I think I'll lean towards there's real questions about this division. I think last year getting those 3 teams in, even though they performed decently in the postseason, I think it was just more of a White Sox thing than anything.
I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair. And I can just tell you this, that Cleveland's record against Chicago last year was not good.
Weren't they the only team with 90 wins in the division last year? So
they were, but they didn't pad their numbers against the White Sox.
Yeah, so maybe they were the only ones then.
Yeah. So I was as disappointed in this division as any of the 6 divisions in the offseason. The top 4 teams did virtually nothing collectively to improve their offenses. Kansas City needed to improve their offense. I told you that none of their returning outfielders had an OPS over 690. Cleveland, sure, they brought back Carlos Santana for the 17th time, but they traded away Naylor and Andres Jimenez. Jimenez hasn't been very good the last couple of years offensively. He's had a great first week of his new home. Yeah, he's hitting cleanup. He's been phenomenal for them. The Twins didn't do jack to improve their offense in the offseason. And Detroit, we knew that they were in on Alex Bregman. Bregman just took a different offer to go to Boston. So I can't really blame them, because I think they tried to swing big there. But at the end of the day, you look at their offense, who did they add? Not much. So these 4 teams, there are question marks. And at the end of the year, I'm going to be very curious to see what their collective record is when they're not playing their own division. Right? The Twins don't have any wins outside of their division. Cleveland doesn't have any wins outside of their division so far. So I think that's going to be fascinating to watch, because the jokes about the AL Central, I think, will return this year. And quite frankly, I think they deserve them, because those 4 teams at the top of the division didn't do enough.
Chris, last year, I just pulled this bad boy up. Detroit, 10-3 against the White Sox. The Twins, 12-1. The Royals, 12-1. I don't know what Cleveland's is. Do you know? I'll get it up right now.
You should. I am going to guess that Cleveland was 7-6, maybe, in those 13 games against the White Sox.
It's insane running that type of record against a team. I mean, obviously that helped them get in the playoffs. Okay. The Guardians were 8-5.
They were 8-5
for a 615 winning percentage. So they got helped a little bit, but not as much as Detroit and Kansas City.
And Minnesota, which didn't even come close.
They ran playoffs. The reason they went on an 11 in a row winning streak last year was all against the White Sox. I think 7 of them were against the White Sox.
Yeah. It's not good. It's not good. They are the epitome of not doing enough in the offseason. We kept screaming for teams to do stuff, and the AL Central collectively, in my opinion, gets an F for trying to improve their everyday lineups. Not good enough.
Not good enough.
Not good enough. All right, here's something that is good. The Warehouse Cup gets underway this weekend. That is freaking awesome. I'm so excited for it because Blitzball Battle 6, it kicks off this Sunday. And we've got a couple of new franchise teams. One has been rebranded. There's one brand new club. You can see all about it. We ran a 40-minute preview about what the season has to come, these new teams, some new players, a bunch of new rules as well. Check that out on our Warehouse Games YouTube channel. It's very, very well done. Zach crushed it, by the way, in the edit. But as I mentioned, somebody, unfortunately, really wore it during this preview session.
Finish this sentence. Trevor Plouffe is
a little bitch. He's a little bitch and he's washed. What do you do? Win the first 2 tournaments? Oh, what's he done? This is my warehouse. And lose. Suck my nuts, bro. Go sleep somewhere else. Go talk baseball, whatever you do, because Father Time's catching up, homie.
Fuck Trevor Plouffe. We're just good friends, and I would love to take him deep.
Warehouse Cup 2025 is going to be the death of Trevor Plouffe. Not literally or real.
Trevor Plouffe found someone to carry him, and I got to respect that.
Trevor Plouffe is not going to bounce back. He is washed. Trevor Plouffe is a douchebag.
It hurts losing. That's the thing, is McFlurry Power is basically never beaten Forgotten Rotten. We know Del Caribe's never beaten Forgotten Rotten. Baggage has, I think, 1 win against us all time. We just beat their breaks off. That's what's going on here, Chris. I don't care what they say. It's just they're jealous. They want to win. They can't.
That's all you got?
That's
it. I mean,
K-Mac,
the bookends of that little soundbite between K-Mac mocking you and Colin Stone, who's like one of the nicest guys you'll meet. He called you a douchebag.
That's their thing. They're trying to convince themselves of things so they can get better on the warehouse grounds. But we know, look, there's their athletic ability. Okay. That's their bar. I am not even in the picture, Chris. And they know that. And I don't even have to try. That's what really irks them. And that's why they use that type of language.
Well, hopefully we'll see you in the chat Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. It's a ton of fun. There are new rules to Blitzball Battle. 3 teams are the ones that will be able to enjoy the new rules. 5 teams are stuck with the old rules. Go look them up. A lot of controversy in the comments. Some people love the new rules. Some people hate them. Think of it as a golf handicap in favor of several teams out there. You're good with the rules?
Yeah, no, I was fine with them because there are some people out there that need help. Joe's McFly. I can't wait to use that clip when the Yankees missed the playoffs this year. I'm going to use that clip.
Wow. I know he was. That's not who Joe's.
The one I was most surprised with, to be honest with you.
Why don't you leave a comment who you think will win Blitzball Battle 6 and who's going to win the overall Warehouse Cup, the second edition of the Warehouse Cup. Team Love Yous disbanded after winning the inaugural Warehouse Cup. You have to check out that preview again. It was so well done, and it flies. It's very funny. It's got a little bit of everything. All right, before we get out of here, marketing team of the year, hands down, the Seattle Mariners. Monday night, they're doing a bobblehead giveaway for Cal Raleigh. And instead of just having the bobblehead of him with his platinum catcher's mitt, they put out the promo on their social media page, calling it Platinum Dumper and showing us his backside.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like that they're leaning into it right there. I've always said sex sells. That's why I used to have my hot boy list. And now look, teams are finally catching up in the market department.
I don't know if the Platinum Dumper is drawn to scale or not. He has to do that pose side by side, does he not?
Does he have like a great rear end, Chris? Like, have we confirmed this? Like, is it sloppy? Is it, what are we looking at here? I've never really gotten a great look. I don't think this year I'm going to Seattle. I'm going to go and just say, Cal, let me see that thing.
I think a short is in order. A John Boy Media short. You have to do an investigation into Cal's dumper.
I just want to give it a little. Does it bounce back or does it go in? It's like when I slap your butt, it goes in and just kind of mushy. So I want to see if his does the same.
I told you that Dion always said that I had the second biggest dumper of anybody he's ever played or worked with. He said John Smoltz is the only guy bigger one.
John Smoltz, pitcher, he probably lifted. Yeah. God, I miss my butt. Olivia actually told me that, like, I don't know, a couple months ago.
Really?
Yeah. I don't squat like I used to, man.
No, I mean, I've seen the video of you clubbing 106 show homers. You were, the thick boy, the whole bit.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Now you're just this little svelte guy who looks like you're trying to fit into a prom dress.
Freaking trying.
Yeah. Okay. All right, bud. Anything interesting this weekend?
I got a wedding. My cousin's getting married today, so I'm actually driving right after this. Me and Olivia are going down, so that'll be fun. Yeah.
Oh, it's just a grown-up wedding.
Yeah, grown-up wedding.
All right. Well, you have fun now.
I'm excited about it.
Okay.
That, and then we got some baseball this weekend. I'm gonna try to barbecue as the weather's getting better. So I'll put some meat on the grill and watch some baseball as well. Maybe a little bit of red. I don't know, Chris.
Excellent. Well, you have a wonderful time this weekend. Tell the lovely Olivia we say hello as well. The Roses and Plouffe have to get together at some point. It is baseball season after all. All right, for our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, our awesome intern, Sawyer, that is the uber-talented, if not assless, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose. We will see you Monday here on Baseball Today.